Need a fun, customizable, creative gift that you make yourself? Make a barbecue apron. Make it creative. I'll show you how. Coming up. Hey, Shawnelle here, bringing you weekly videos to help you get better and better with your fashion sewing. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. Every year, Mike and I have a fun Christmas party. One of those secret Santas, steal the gifts parties. I just love those. And we team it up with the ugly sweater contest too. So people come there with ugly sweaters and we laugh and vote on them. And it's really fun. It's my funnest party I like to do all year long. But last year, the year before, people had brought alcohol, a couple of them, and they were fighting over it. And then last year, everybody brought it. It's like, not everybody, but they brought, rum and vodka and all that stuff. People were really stealing it. It was crazy. So this year, I had this great idea, and I got the idea when I went to this fabric store in Arizona. And I'm going to do a video on my trip to Phoenix too in a little while. But this was a fabric I found right here, vodka bottles all over it, and it's a really soft cotton. And I was thinking, this would make the greatest apron, like the full body apron, and then put like little vodka bottles, like the little miniature ones, all in there. And then I found, and I was thinking, I got to do pockets on it. And then I found this fabric here, and these would make some great little pockets. They don't exactly match these, but I think when I cut them off, I'll put like these little pockets, and then I'll have little bottles hanging in them, and then like ungift it, and you go, well, no, it's from me because it's fabric and I probably made it. And then the little bottles, people, hopefully they'll fight over it. So I actually have one friend that I really want to have this, so I bought enough to make a double one, but now I found out I don't have enough for the double because the pattern was a little bit wider. So I'm going to make, I have enough to make two little half aprons, which I'll do. I also have that pattern from another video last year. I have the pattern on there and the instructions. But this was also the fabric. It's ice cubes right here, and this will make great straps. So I have all of these, and I'm going to make a barbecue apron. Also, I found this. I bought some, I was going to bring it to show you, but bacon jelly. And I was like, so I was walking around and I was asking them, do you have any things with bacon on it? And they're like, no. And bacon used to be popular, like, well, it's, the bacon prints were popular years ago. But the lady goes, I found some with pigs on it. So I'm going to make an apron with pigs too. And then put little pockets and put the bacon jelly in there. So that would be from Mike, and then the vodka ones from me, or vice versa. But that's gonna just make a great customizable gift, still related around the alcohol that all my friends like. And but I made a pattern up right here for barbecue apron, and it's got the neck strap, the body of it, and then the tie on the bottom. And so just download it, and just put your name in there, and then you'll get a download. And you just take the paper close to the edge right there so it doesn't overlap, and it's A through H, I believe. So I put like a little A, B, C, D, and just cut it out, and that's all that. So cut one on fold, pretty simple apron. I used to make these for my mac and cheese cook-off. I made a bunch of them. I had all my cookers in yellow and chef hats and all, and I got it down to a process where I made it really fast. So this is the apron pattern I used, and so let me show you how to sew it. First step, we cut out the pattern and the ties and the neck straps. Now we get ready to cut. Okay, this only takes about a yard of fabric, at least the body of it does. You could put the straps, and if you're doing it all without contrast, put the straps and all in there. First off, I also want to make sure look at the pattern. It looks like most of the vodka bottles are going up, so I'm going to make sure I put the top, that going down. So I just did a fold here, and I'm going to tear this so I get a really nice, accurate grain line, like that. And then this all straight. I don't have my cross grain torn. Quilting shops just kind of cut this. I would tear it and then we would have it really accurate. It looks good here. I'm going to put this on the fold here and get some pins and just pin it down. I just got it barely at the end because I'm going to have enough fabric to make half aprons. So we just pin this and cut it. Okay, my first cut. So this pattern says here 3/4 inch hem and a 3/4 inch hem. So I made a pretty small little hem, and then this one's a 1 inch hem right here. So it says it on the pattern. And there's that. Now to cut the straps, I'm gonna also try to save a little fabric here, unless I make pockets or something. I'm just gonna tear it there. I can't really tear it here because this could be crooked. A little extra there. When you don't tear it, you don't really know the grain line. Yeah, this is going off. And I'll tear it here. Meet in the middle, like that. And I got a cross grain right here. Put that right there. One correct cross grain. Threads. Length grains lined up from the tear. Barcode on there. Okay, now get these all straight. This iron's off right here. It just kind of stretches out that first part, but that'll go into the seam allowance. These seam allowances are 1/2 inch, so I'm going to cut. I could actually just go off a little bit here. Cut 2 of these. Looks like. Just make sure I have enough here, and then 1 neck strap here. So yes, I have enough. I'm just actually going to cut it. First one right here. That. I think I can cut it straight with just those pins in there. So I'll cut 3 of these 3 here. All right, got my straps done, my apron done. Unpin these, start sewing. I also think I'm going to interface these ties and the neckbands, all of them. Also be sure when you have the patterns off that the neckband is shorter than the tie bands. I think because that's cut 22 inches for it go around the neck. So I'm going to cut, I have this really lightweight Pellon that'll just give it a little extra body. So I'm just going to cut interfacing for those and fuse them on and give it a little extra body. All right, have my straps interfaced, all nice, a little bit more firm, so nice. I'm just going to prep them by folding them in half, getting them ready to sew. I believe there's 1/2 inch seam allowance on these, and I have to make sure I don't get the neck strap confused with the side strap or ties because they're different sizes. All right, I'll just get these prepped and then I'll come back to this when I sew the straps. All right, got 3 of those. 2 ties and a neckband. All right, first step is to mark the edges of the curved edges of the apron 3/4 inch. So I have that curved. And then I'm actually going to do little tiny clips, just about 3/8 inch in, just on the curved parts. No further in because then they'll show the little clips. Just got a little bit, it'll help it curve. Turn it here to the wrong side up. Then press right on that mark. A little bit of it's got a curve. there. Okay, let that cool for a second. It's in the cooling that gets strong creases. That will help the sewing part and everything. And see how the little curves are starting to separate that needed the release there. So now I'm going to tuck it 50-50, I call it, underneath like this. That's where the raw edge is kind of touching the crease. And I press that. And I tuck it under like that. Press some steam, and then let this cool. Usually I'll have a pressing block if I'm at my ironing board. I just put it under the iron or under the ruler. If this has polyester in it, you really want to let it cool, because the sharper the creases are here, the easier it is to sew, and it just stays better. It's like you're controlling the fabric. Then I'm going to put pins in the direction I'm going to be pulling them out. This. Pins will help it when you're sewing on a curve, tell you if things are starting to not work. All right, then I just got to go and take this and sew it close to the edge right there on both sides. Okay, those came out really nice and flat. Next I mark an inch on the top part here. Let's do a complete inch. And then that gets pressed right here. My invisible marker is dissolving quickly. It tends to do that on the cottons. It just disappears. Give that a press, strong crease there. And I'm going to about 50-50 tuck that one into. It just makes it a little bit wider. And then let that cool, get a strong crease. Hope I did that right. And then I'm going to be putting the straps in. I think I'm going to put them in here first, and then so that they get hidden. So I'm just going to get that prepped and then sew on those straps. Next, what I'm going to do is mark here on the sides 3/4 of an inch right here, and then press that in just like I did these, but obviously you don't have to clip the curves on that. So this is 3/4. Could have made the pattern a little bit wider. I was trying to save fabric. I get 3/4 here, all the way down. Well, that way my iron's gonna cool off here, and then tuck this under. Again, 50-50, and then do that. And get this prepped, let it cool. And then I've got to start the ties, because I'm going to connect the ties. I'm going to start them under here and then roll them over. So I'll just get this all started. Put some pins in it, and then start the ties. So now onto the straps. The straps, I have them pinned, right sides together, and I'll be marking 1/2 inch down to follow, or you can use your seam guide and just put that on 1/2 inch and then use that, get 1/2 inch. Now the tie ends, those are the longer ones. You want to do a 1/2 inch here and then come and do on one side 1/2 inch over, like that. So when I get to the ends of the ties, I'll just be pivoting right here and then sewing straight across. On the necktie, that's the shorter one, that's just straight through, because the ends right here are going to get tucked into the hem, and then the tops of these will get tucked into the sides. So I'm just going to go and sew straight down, get these prepped, and then I'll be turning them right side out. Did a little production sewing and sewed them all together. I like to just, instead of reversing them and cutting them, I just sew them together. So now we gotta trim these apart, and on the ones where I went across, so 1/2 inch here and I went across, so just trim right there and right there. You can even grade it out a little bit, which is just kind of trimming the seams a little bit. Could do the whole thing here, but it's pretty thin, so I don't need to. And now I have to turn these right side out. Okay, to turn the neckband out, what I like to do is just use a safety pin. Put it down a little ways there through one layer. That, bring the pin into the tube like that, and turn it right side out. There are so many tube turner gadgets on the market, but this is the simplest one. I just roll it through here and just bring it through like that. Take the pin out. Now I have to go and press these really well, like this. Get it really, kind of work it so the fabric gets, so that seam is right on the end, right there. Get it nice and flat, and then I'm going to top stitch these. This one is, when you have an end like this, you can get it started like that. Put your thumb in it, and then if you have a big chopstick, I like to use these plastic ones. I just put them on my stomach, and then I go like that. Then I use the end right here to pull it out. I just pull right out. Really simple. And then again, you have to work this. Get this all pressed real flat. Top stitch it. There we go. Get this one done again. Just kind of get it started with your thumb in here like a little cave. Put the chopstick through here. Push it through. And push out the corners like that. Had those trimmed so they nice corners. Then pull it through. All right, have these nice and flat. Just going to be now top stitching all along here to keep them square. Sometimes after they get washed, the interfacing might come out, but it'll really lock down the interfacing. This is how I iron these. I will take this and I'll wiggle these around to get that seam like this. Sometimes you have to wet your fingers a little bit and just get it like that. Get the seam straight up. That way you have a nice edge right there. Just wiggle this around. And get it to cooperate. This fabric is a little bit off grain. It's a little funny curl to it. Like that. Get it from the other side. It's got pretty flat. That's going to be some really neat straps, some ice cubes. I like that. I wasn't sure what that was when I first saw this fabric, and then I went, oh my gosh, those are ice cubes. All right, now I'm going to go and top stitch these. Okay, here's how I like to put my straps, or my neck strap on here. I put gotta go like this actually. You gotta go like this. Tuck the strap under here. And I'm going to be pinning close to the edge in that crease right there. Make sure this is cut around, it's not twisted around. And this close to the edge there. I'm going to be basting, not basting, I'm actually going to stitch it. I'm going to stitch it from here to here, reverse stitch, and then the next stitch you bring these up. This gets all enclosed in here, and then you stitch through across there, and it locks that all down, and you have like a double stitch right there. So the first part, I'm going to go and stitch right there. All right, got that first part stitched here. Then I'm going to bring this up here, pin there, and then here. And now go and top stitch, reverse stitch here, go all the way to there, reverse stitch there. So the trick is you want to get your straps close enough to the top, really test it there so that it ends up like right there on the end. All right, I'm gonna go and stitch this. All right, have the neckband all stitched on. Looks great. Now I just have to put the ties on and hem it. Okay, to do the tie ends, it's similar way to do it. You just get the raw edge, I'm gonna tuck it underneath that fold, and then bring it back over, and then you just stitch through all of that thickness right there, and maybe just sew it in a square around there. Probably do that first, and then you come down, or you can just go straight there and then come down and do the whole hem right here. Probably top stitch it on the top there, and then I'll come back around and do a square. This turned out great. Just have a little square stitch around here, locked it all in place, don't have any raw edges peeking out, and then just hemmed, just did a stitch right straight down there. Looks great. All right, close that all in there. Yeah, this could have been a little bit tighter. I might go back and do a little tighter stitch there, because so this looks great. Now all I got to do is hem the end. Well, I still have the pockets to do. So to hem the bottom, I'm going to do a 1.5 inch hem. It says 1 inch, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Put a little bit more weight on here and mark this 1.5. Sometimes if it's a little deeper hem, you have a little more weight on it, and it makes the garment hang just a little bit. Is this a garment? I don't know. Makes it hang a little bit better. Get my first press there, and I'm going to do the 50-50 on there too. So now I have like a 3/4 inch roll under. Pattern says 1 inch, but you can do whatever you want actually, because the apron isn't really, you know, it's just cutting off another 1/2 inch. So if you got a real tall person, you add width, or you add length. If you have a wider person, you add a little bit of length to the center front, and it's kind of just a simple pattern. All right, so I have that pressed. Let that cool. And I'm just going to go and top stitch right on that fold. That will finish the apron, and then I'm on to the pockets. All right, apron's done. Oh, so cute. Now I have to add the pockets, and I was working with this fabric, trying to figure out what to do, how to make these pockets. Thought it was going to be a little easy, but I made a little sample one. I pressed in the edges and then put interfacing behind it to lock it all down, and thought I would just stitch it across right there. Then glad I brought this little sample bottle. But this is the only one I had. Go figure. I think Mike drank them all. I had a bunch of them, or he had a bunch of them. This one is a little fat. It does not going to fit in the pocket. I was like, oh no. But I mean, the other ones are a little taller and skinnier. I don't think they're this fat, but I don't know. It's not really much room there. So then I was thinking, what if I cut out these 2 at a time? And I was thinking do 4 at a time, but look how this pattern is set up. It's really only these 4 right here. And so I can only do 2. What I need is, I didn't want to show the black on here from this print like this, because it doesn't look as good, but I think that's all I can do. So I think I'm just going to make like a longer pocket, just kind of tuck that in there, and then stitch it in here. And then I think I'll get a little bit more room in the pocket. Yeah. and I think I'm going to line it in the ice cube fabric, because I was just going to interface it, but I think I'll just enclose it, just make like a little pillow without stuffing, and then get it all like the interfacing in there and stuff, and then just stitch it on like that. And then I'll have maybe I'd kind of do it at an angle. So I'm going to work on this and show you what I come up with. Okay, I've got one cut here, and the way these are cut out, I'm going to lose some of them, but it's okay. I have a bunch of them. There's only 4 recipes on this one, and what I'm going to do is just, like I have to cut this one close to the edge here, but I can use these other ones later, like as patches. You can actually just sew them around and make them patches. I could even put them on the apron like that. I'm going to try and get most of the black here, that, and then I interfaced this one kind of right in there. I'll go and get a fuse on this right here, get it interfaced, and oops, then I will iron that, and then I use this to make the lining of it. So be right back. Press this. Right, have this interfaced. What I'm going to do is put the lining right here. Totally doesn't match, but and I'm going to sew it. I can see it from the back side here, so I'm going to sew it right on the line where I can see it there. Oops. Actually, I just put the pins in the middle here, and sew it in a square or long rectangle, and leave an opening right here, because that will get stitched in there. And so I need something to turn it inside out with. I'm going to be leaving a border right here, right there. Sew it in a square. Okay, have that stitched. Got it around square. Hopefully I did that right. I'm going to turn it inside. Oh my gosh. Have to clip the corners. Everybody always forgets that, even me. That really cut close. Ugh. This one's really close, and they'll make really sharper corners. What I'm going to do is turn it inside out like that. Hopefully I got it sewn the right way. What I'm going to use for chopsticks is to get the corners out. Kind of did a little reinforce on these too, on the corners, knowing I was going to really try to get these corners out. All right, looking good right there. I just wanted the black borders. I didn't want it to come on the other end, on the length part. Now I'm going to go and press this, get it really straight, then I can put it onto the apron. Okay, I think I got my pocket situation together here. First, what I did was I folded this in half and found the center like that, put some pins down it, and then I placed one of the pockets kind of at an angle and pinned it here and then the center. And then if you just take this one, instead of going straight across like that, and you just kind of go about just a 1/4 inch, 3/8 right there, just on the top part, and keep this straight, because you still got to sew this all straight. It'll develop a little bit of a cup, and then you can actually put the little bottle in there. And then to get this exactly centered too, is I folded this in half right here, got the whole apron all squared away, and then I placed this pocket on top of that one, put this here, and then lightly took these pins and just kind of just grabbed that pocket a little bit like that, and then turned it back this way, and then it was on there, and then I went around and pinned it. So now I know I have these exactly centered. So that is how the pockets are looking, and they don't exactly, the blue go well with that, but they're just so cute. I'm surprised I haven't found these, because we were really looking for some cool little things to put pockets on. Now all I have to do is go around here. I'll have to get some black thread and stitch straight across here and really reinforce this part here. I could even do like sort of like how they do jeans and put like a little triangle right here, and then come in here and reverse stitch that and go right down there, and then that will be the pockets. Right, I'm gonna go and stitch this and see how it looks. Ta-da! Apron is done. It looks so cute, and I got room for my little liquor bottles in here. It's a little fat one. I have to get the little skinny ones, and wish they were a little deeper, but this way they'll peek out too. So that is the apron. Barbecue apron really only takes maybe an hour to make. It goes pretty fast. It all depends on your pockets. Now I have to make the pig apron, and I'm going to put 2 bigger pockets. I actually might do 3 because I have 3 of those bacon jellies. Gotta try those anyway. And I'm going to make the scraps of this. I'm going to make one of those half aprons, which looks like that. It has all these little pockets in it right here. So I could do like another gift too. Actually, you're only supposed to do 1 though. So, but this will make a cute little gift too. With I can line it in this and put the vodka on there, and yeah, put some more little liquor bottles in there. So I think I'm going to head over to the liquor store and get some little bottles. See how it goes. Anyway, so. Hope you got some good ideas from this video, and you make them, and the holidays are coming close, so make a few and show me what you did. See if you had any creative ideas, and see what kind of fabrics they have too. Just get online and look in the quilt shops and see, put novelty fabrics, and you might come across a lot. All right, I'll see you in the next video.